In interviewing Tyler Tolson, his business Denik was discussed, as well as his involvement with the near startup Parco when he was a student at Utah State University. Denik is a consumer goods based company offering custom art supplies such as notebooks, sketchbooks, and even pencil cases. It's still around today and is doing amazing. So Tyler spent time with the team in college designing a parking app that they later named Parco, meant to take the hassle out of public parking, allowing drivers to pay online for parking and have their specific parking spot reserved for their arrival. Eventually, Tyler went a different direction and he started Denik. But while he was here at Utah State, him and his team were able to build connections both locally and outside of state for potential business with their app, Parco. As an avid user of notebooks, Tyler struggled to find anything more than basic, despite notebooks and sketchbooks being a pivotal part of any artistic endeavor. Tyler recognized this as an opportunity. After running into this problem a few times, he decided to take matters into his own hands. As he began talking about Denik at every opportunity, that is when mentors and advisors naturally came. Tyler was humble and willing to accept advice from anyone and everyone he could, especially with those with previous industry experience. Tyler also became an avid reader and turned the majority of his attention towards self-help and business-oriented books. Together, these actions led him to receive much-needed help and advice from individuals and more experienced than he. His management team was slower to grow. One of Tyler's biggest regrets today stems from his stubbornness and not looking for teammates to come on board earlier and to a greater degree. He eventually had one friend helping him with logistics and shipping, but some of Tyler's best advice was to really focus on finding at least one partner early on to help grow. This is advice that I plan to take into my own venture. He also is a huge advocate for delegating and trusting, learning from his mistakes, others to aid in company growth. Ironically, when knee-deep in projecting Parco, Tyler had learned alongside his teammates the value of teamwork and delegation, as that was the number one source of their networking and growth and popularity by potential investors. However, Tyler eventually had to relearn this valuable principle and apply it to Denik. Tyler's philosophy is one of bootstrapping and passion. He's a firm believer that if something is critical to the growth of the business, if you have the zeal, you'll figure it out. Humility was huge in Tyler's success story when coupled with passion and persistence. One great example of this was his hunt for lined paper. It was expensive and inefficient for a small startup like his to find a supplier of lined paper for his notebooks. So instead, Tyler would visit Walmart, OfficeMax, and other office stores to buy up all of their lined paper and their notebooks, tear off the covers, and use that. In getting his product to market and finding his first customers, Tyler would go to all the live events he could. He showed his product to as many people as he could, and he would call as many retailers as he could. Anything local, such as concerts, poetry, events, farmers markets, and even 5Ks, you would find Tyler there. He'd be searching for customers or anyone to aid in Denik's growth. One of Tyler's first large retailer clients was Michael's, which involved Tyler calling a plethora of their managed team to hunt down the right lady involved with ordering notebooks such as his. He flew out to Dallas 7 times before landing Michael's as a client. As a thank you, along the way, Tyler would send a few notebooks to the individuals he talked to during this difficult and long process. Growth was financed through bootstrapping, and more bootstrapping. It would not be until 3 years later, after starting Denik, that they would receive their first small external investment from a local company in 2014. Early on, however, Tyler relied on zeal, a couple grand won from USU business deal contests, and a small loan of $1,000 from his dad to get Denik off the ground. Absolutely no banks necessary. Parco saw the same success early on for the very same reasons. The team involved with Parco made hundreds of calls to line up potential leads or even to gain further knowledge on parking. One such example was even the LA Dodgers. None of them knew what they were doing, but they all had the dedication to figure it out. Today, Denik is a thriving and growing company. When asked, Tyler first attributed his status to the degree in which he has helped others. Denik has funded the construction of 10 schools worldwide, helping thousands of young students receive a place to learn. Financially speaking, Denik is still growing quickly with connections to and deals with strong and well-known brands such as Nike, Disney, Meta, and Taco Bell. Tyler stamped an A+, although humbly, on Denik's status today. Tyler claimed his largest mistake was not trusting people enough. A new business owner needs to run alongside you. Today, Tyler has corrected this by delegating and working heavily with employees and team members in a variety of positions. Ultimately, Tyler chalked up his success to grit and passion by his own accord, alongside the experience and positive lift of others around him. To this day, he tries to read 1 to 2 books a week to aid in further growth and find advice. First and foremost, I believe it was Tyler's humility that launched him so far forward. His willingness to do things that many of us would find embarrassing or too difficult to accomplish his goals no matter what. His passion and industry experience were close behind in aiding him to accomplishing success at this level. Third, and finally, it is clear that Tyler's leadership and team building skills have put him in a position where he didn't need to do everything himself. Once he learned the value of a team, in a very short period of time, Denik's revenue jumped from $3 million to $7 million within a year, after having plateaued for a long stretch. Tyler could build something great because he cared and was willing to work for it. He is an inspiration to all of us here at Utah State University.